So I hit the record button. All right.
Okay.
What are we doing? Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. So
You just
what
hit the record button and then you just
I did, what we are
immediately.
doing, I was so focused on the other thing that we are going to record in a bit that I have forgotten what exactly the first thing we were supposed to record was. That's the thing we always record.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
it is. This is the podcast time. It's time for the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is time for the podcast. That's correct. Yes.
Woo. Uh. So I'm just gonna say for now. I said we were going to talk about Expedition 33 once I finished it. I have finished it. Um, we absolutely have some shit to talk about, which I was very quick to let Zero know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Um, that, yeah, that is going to be significant enough that I'm going to make it a separate video. It is going to be completely separate, so you don't have to worry about any spoilers or anything in this podcast. It's fine. And we will just talk about that separately in a different thing that will probably be called Why Expedition 33 is Game of the Year. Fuck your creepy bug game. It
Um.
is possible that there is going to be a lot of fighting in the recording.
There's. I wouldn't say that I would. It's a very difficult thing to talk about because obviously, like the game that you play, like you have the immediacy bias,
Recency
right?
bias.
Recency bias. Yes. Um. And I've sat and like really thought about my favorite games this year, and I've come to my own sort of conclusion as to which one should take it. That conclusion is it would be a crime if Expedition 33 did not get it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
just yep.
That recording is going to be hour plus, possibly multiple hours. I have given Zero warning of this. Admittedly, not enough of one. But it's
No, the warning was just recently, like
yeah,
2 seconds ago.
it's gonna be a lot. We're gonna talk a lot. It's gonna yeah. So
Hmm.
that's that's the other thing that we're recording in a little bit. I don't know whether this is going to come out first or that's going to come out first. So who knows? So just so we can switch subjects and get to something else, so I can just sort of let that sit in the background and think about it in the back of my head for the next hour or half hour or however long this recording is. What have you been doing, Zero? Playing your creepy bug game?
Well, I mean, I did finish Silk Song.
Oh, right.
Uh, that is it's a fantastic game. Um, Very difficult, but very fantastic. I I have been having on the IRL side, there was an issue with my credential for teaching because I was having a temporary one while I was getting my full one,
Right.
but I couldn't get the temporary one because I had passed a test 4 years ago that I shouldn't have passed, I guess. So that was very stressful, and then I ended up being like, well, this doesn't make any sense.
I am very confused.
Yeah, so apparently, if you pass a specific test that proves your competency in multiple subjects, you cannot get the provisional permit for teaching stuff that I was going to get because I'm too competent, I guess. So then I had to finagle some things. So that was very stressful.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's weird.
Literally punished for doing too well, I guess.
Yeah, that's some bureaucratic circle jerk going on right there.
But I'm getting all the stuff done that I need to actually have my full credential and then never have to worry about this crap again.
Mm.
So, working with my principal to get that done, which, by the way, like, work's going great. I had a few people had for like a few days I didn't have a credential until I renewed my sub credential. So I had a substitute in my room while I was there working one day, and she saw how I was teaching, and she like praised me in front of everybody at like the meeting, the like staff meeting, as one of our good things. And like, I've just been getting lots of compliments. Everything at work's going wonderful, so it's been
Yeah,
great. It's a nice cheer up of like anybody who's in my room is like saying, "Oh wow, you're doing fantastic. This is awesome." I'm like,
yeah.
please don't, please don't. Please don't fire me. I want to keep my job. I'm good at this. I'm actually really good at this. All the kids are saying the meme 6'7" now. I don't know if you've heard that. It's like from a song or something.
Should be saying.
And so they're always like 6'7" every time during math. Every time. Every time. Anytime I'm
Six,
counting or
seven
anything,
meme.
it is all over the place. Right?
It originated from the repeated lyric 6-7 in the song Doot Doot (brackets 6-7) by Skrilla, which was used on social media in video edits of professional basketball players such as blah, 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 blah. I don't care. It's just a lyric that got stuck in people's heads, I guess.
Yes, and they won't stop saying it because that's how kids work.
Yep.
And so I decided I'm going to use this as an opportunity. So we start math, and I write 6 and 7 on the board. I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing this. Like, oh, 6, 7. The kids go wild. I'm like, okay. Today we're learning about composites and prime numbers. 6 is a composite number. 7 is a prime number.
That's fair.
Composite
That
prime.
that's a learning opportunity. Well done. You are good at this. Okay, fair enough.
So that's what I got complimented on was I'm going to take this meme and turn it into learning. Um, and now they remember it, which is good because I was looking at the data of like all of the stuff that they need to know, and apparently fifth grade, my former students are now struggling with composite prime because they did not practice it enough. So I'm like, I'm gonna make this stick in your head forever. You will never get this out of your head. You're gonna remember this until you're 40. Is where I'm going.
In yeah, in fairness, it is one of those things that you probably should remember until you're 40 or longer, preferably. It's you know
I mean, the only reason why you remember it is for to make later lessons easier, right? Because you have to learn about factors and
yeah.
multiples, and then
It,
that all ties into
it's
like
a fundamental,
later
is what you're
things.
saying. So yes, it is something you should remember. Yeah,
Yeah. Um, so, the teaching stuff's going great other than that one extremely stressful hiccup,
yeah,
and it's pretty good. Uh, I picked up the game Sonic Racing Cross Worlds.
yeah. I did too. That is one of my like two things to talk about today.
Well, we can talk about it.
Yeah,
That's fun. That's real fun.
that's good. That's a good game.
Yeah. No, I've not played any of the other Sonic Racing games,
Neither have
so I
I.
don't really have a comparison point.
I own, I think, Transformed.
Hmm. I own another Sonic game. I just never actually like another Sonic Racing game. I just never actually opened it. It was
Same
gifted to
Steam
me by
backlog.
somebody, and I was
Just
yeah. So that's really fun, really enjoyable, and in particular, I think I think I like it more than Mario Kart.
I don't want to be mean, but of course you do.
As somebody who's played Mario Kart for a long time, I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's the gear plates that lets you customize your playstyle a little bit,
Okay,
or maybe it's just the way that it controls. It just feels really good and really fun.
I mean that is just the thing of the Sonic racing games, from my understanding, is just they have just been low key with how it's a really fun racing game the whole time, and it just doesn't get as much press as Mario Kart because Mario Kart is Mario Kart. Thing is, Mario Kart decided to do this fun thing where they bet everything on this new shiny feature that was done 20 years ago, so that they could, do something new and wild and interesting and different. And in order to do that, they kind of stripped out everything else. But everything else was still stuff people liked about kart races. So Sonic Racing comes along and is like, hey, we didn't do that newfangled thing that Nintendo is doing that was done 20 years ago, but we do still have all of the other stuff that you liked that they got rid of. And that's where we are, kind of thing.
Mm. The most recent like actual gameplay like moment to moment racing thing in Mario Kart is the you hold down the drift button while not turning, and it allows you to, after charging it briefly, jump up onto like walls and stuff
Mm.
and access new pathways and things. The issue is
It's squirrely and doesn't work entirely well. from my
It
understanding.
squirrely doesn't work. It doesn't work great, and it can let you access shortcuts, but getting to the shortcuts is finicky.
Hmm.
It doesn't feel like smooth, right? I'm doing this. I don't feel cool. If it was just a single button press to jump up and get onto a ledge or something, that would be fine, right?
Yeah, because it's like jump onto like a grind rail and shit like that sometimes, right?
Yeah. And a lot of the jumps aren't even faster than like just racing normal. So why are you even doing it, right?
Yeah, like going to shortcuts for like kart races is never precise. Never in a million years. There's 100 things going on for the course. You're never getting the same lines. It's never reliable to do, and giving you like a fairly wide path to get in there, that's kind of necessary. Because otherwise, no one's ever going to take the fucking shortcuts. So making it
Hmm.
kind of strict for how to get them, it's not great.
It's not only strict, it's also unclear a lot of the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
And I get that they want to encourage you to explore then the open world section and find shortcuts that way. Except when you go into the open world and you explore these tracks, there's parts of the tracks that are
into the mic.
accessible during the actual track race, but there's parts that are accessible in the open world section. So it's not really actually that beneficial because then you have to imagine, well, then if this were the track, then I wouldn't be able to even go on this part. So how would I even get to that? And it's just too obtuse.
Yep.
Now, with Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, every time I found a shortcut, I'm like, oh, cool, that makes sense,
Yeah.
right? I like that they encourage you to find the shortcuts with the red rings
Yeah,
as a
they
thing
sort of
there,
signpost
like
them as like, hey, maybe try going this way.
and then you have your rival, and that adds an extra element to just the single player racing.
Oh god. Okay, so we'll say it would be really nice if there was like a rival mechanic for multiplayer. Just gonna say that is a bit of a critique. Would be nice. But who are you playing for single player?
I'm only playing one character. His name is Shadow the Hedgehog.
That's fair. That's fair. I am playing Sage. I am having a delightful time hearing her shit talk every single member of the cast. It's fucking great.
That sounds great.
So yeah, I for a very brief time I had her just sort of roaming around at the speed of sound on a hoverboard. But then I got nervous because there was a small child on a hoverboard, and I'm afraid she'll fall off. So I put her in the car. I'm kind of going full dad mode on this fucking game for some reason. Uh,
You know, it is Sage after all.
so that 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 I've been having a lot of fun that whole thing. Looking forward to more content.
Hmm.
The tracks are fun. I do actually like the Crossworlds thing a little bit. I wish it wasn't so often a choice of hey this specific thing or random.
I pick random every time.
I would like for more often for it to be like two distinct things and it's a choice and not hey do you want this thing?
Hmm.
No, okay, it's somewhere else then. Whatever. Who gives a shit?
Well, I think it spices it up a lot in terms of the track variety. One of the things I don't like about the Mario Kart world is that you have one lap on the track and then you have like, oh hey, here's the in-between area, and then oh hey, here's the final lap on the next track, and it's like I would like to run the singular track more, you know?
Hmm.
So having two laps on one track and then one on another feels really cool in Cross Worlds. I like that
Yeah,
aspect of it.
they are like really fun diversions from whatever else the track is. Like most of the regular tracks are fairly standard, and then the second lap always gets a bit fucking wild.
Hmm.
Like I'm pretty sure I ended up in like Pac-Man Championship Edition DX there for a little bit, the fucking neon Pac-Man game.
Yeah, yeah.
So, okay.
So, yeah, no, like, I'm playing Shadow. At first, I was going on a the board, which I enjoyed, and then I went for more like a handling vehicle because I like drifting a lot
Hmm.
and being able to control my drift more precisely, so I'm not bumping into walls all the time.
Yeah.
So, Hmm.
Another thing for the hoverboard thing is, yeah, it did not feel great in terms of handling. It felt kind of awkward and shitty. Um, then I tried a speed vehicle instead, and that also didn't feel great. And then I just went back to acceleration. It's like, okay, custom parts, but I'm just doing acceleration, and that seems to fit very well, despite it feels a bit too standard for like Sage is an acceleration character. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I feel like I'm going a little bit vanilla, but whatever, it's fine.
I'm
There,
running a speed character with a handling car in it. It's working out fine.
yeah,
So,
there is a part of me that deeply wants to put Sage in a fucking monster truck.
isn't that like one of the power ups you get on Monster Truck?
uh, Not the power up monster truck. I mean, like the fucking power vehicle, like just
Yeah.
one of the gigantic, massive, monstrous vehicles that are in the game, and just have this small child pilot. It just feels fun.
I I spent 200 of those like tickets and I bought a Radical Highway decal
Mm,
that I then increased in size to wrap on Shadow's vehicle, and it's like this is right now.
fair enough.
We're Radical Highway. Um, and this all resulted in me going back to just do Radical Highway and Shadow Generations again. I love that map. Love that level. So
That's a
yeah,
good game. It's a good game.
it is a good game. I like complete my first race and then being like Hatsune Miku has been unlocked, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, this is the world I live in.
Yeah. Have you seen the roster for that?
I have with apparently a lot more coming, and
Yeah, there's like
oh
18
boy,
characters coming or something like that. It's crazy.
and a lot of them are cartoons, so
Uh,
pretty fun.
it's I mean, SpongeBob and Patrick. That's literally the only cartoons as far as I'm aware.
I heard some leaks, but I'm not sure if they're reliable, so I don't
And I'm
know.
not sure if we're getting new tracks as those keep going. Because I think
Maybe, maybe
we're
not.
getting some for the ones that are like upcoming and announced and already on the roster, kind of. But I don't know for ones after that.
Hmm. Who knows? Who knows?
I hope so.
Um,
There is apparently a year of
I
DLC support for that game, so that's cool.
good.
They have committed to
That's
one
real
year.
nice.
We'll see how that goes.
Uh, Aside from Crossworlds, which is fun and I enjoy it, I stumbled upon 2 episodes of a fan animation called Indie Cross, which I love. It is an fan animation combining multiple indie games in sort of a cross over event in which they have like voiced dialogue and they stick to the feats of each character. So you have like there's there's Madeline from Celeste next to Hollow Knight and Shovel Knight and Cuphead.
Yeah, it's
Um,
like Death Battle, only not saddled with being Death Battle. Sounds like.
and they're all teaming up together
Yeah.
to try to confront a big threat. And oh hey, there's Genocide Ron Frisk. Oh no, they're a threat. Run away. They have a knife. And now we have Beheaded from Dead Cells and Drifter from Hyper Light Drifter. And oh, hey, is that V1 over there from Ultra Kill? It's real fun. It's like really high quality animation. Indie Cross is like I'm somewhat obsessed with it now. It's really made by Moro over on YouTube.
Hmm.
So if you ever have the chance to check that out, there's 2 episodes.
Why
One
does that
is
name sound
16
familiar?
minutes, the other is like 50. They've animated a lot of things, including they animated the Eggman versus Bowser death battle.
Okay.
So, uh, pretty good at their job. So, uh, I enjoyed that. In the news section, there's a new Nintendo of America president. It's not going to change the fact that the Nintendo Japan president is still the same, but I mean, no more
Doesn't
Doug
change a
Bowser.
thing, but yeah.
But yeah, well, we'll see how it goes. Uh, Also, I have been making it my goal to walk like 10,000 steps each day.
Cool.
I've been getting up in the morning and I've been running or walking almost every day this week. And that's real good. That's real good for my brain and for my health. I've been
Mm.
enjoying that a lot. Because apparently, when you walk a bunch, it reduces the amount of stress hormones in your brain and gives you more of those good hormones that make you happy, those endorphins and all that.
Hmm.
It also increases your health and significantly decreases the risk of many different diseases. So,
Yeah.
trying to stay more active, and it's so far going well. Uh, Aside from that, uh, Honkai Star Rail 3.6 came out, and I love the story that they're doing. We're approaching the end of the Amphorius arc in it, and it was a really, really good patch with like a really fun story. I cried. I did cry. Um, and they were happy tears. So it's it's going real well. And I also decided to go pick up Zenless again.
Yeah.
Um, Not much to report on that, except the sheer amount of things that I have to do in that game are giving me paralysis now.
You have catch up.
So, oh yeah, I have to catch up. So it's like it's a lot, and I don't have a lot of time for it. So
Maybe you should play the good gacha instead of the shit.
yeah, I'll play Honkai Star Rail instead.
Hmm.
Anyway, I think that's about it for me.
So I we talked about Crossworlds, so that one's kind of already gone. Oh, I don't think I've talked about this at all, but I there was the indie showcase thing from a while back, and they showed like Water Park Simulator, and I immediately wishlisted it, and then I bought it like a couple days later. It's pretty good.
Nice.
It is. I'm going to be honest. Like all these simulator games are 100% my guilty pleasure games. They are so very simple. A lot of them are borderline asset flips, but there are some that have unique things that make them interesting beyond being that. Like TCG Card Shop Simulator got a lot of flack for being an asset flip of Supermarket Simulator. And I would argue that the unique aspect of being a trading card shop makes it a lot more interesting than selling vegetables. I'm just going to throw that out there. Of like having a thing to collect and like just sort of have that as an aspect and like a thing you can actually be interested in as opposed to a generic shop. That said, I do also own and enjoy Gas Station Simulator, so what the fuck am I talking about? But Water Park Simulator does have a unique selling point in how it's just a little bit goofy. Just a little bit goofy. In terms of, I mean, you're running a water park, which means there are going to be problems of, puddles everywhere. And wherever there are puddles, there are people slipping and falling on their fucking face. All the goddamn time.
And then they sue.
They don't sue, but if they slip on a puddle, they usually like, that sucks. I'm hurt. I'm leaving a bad review. If they drown in the pool, there is a fine.
Only a fine for drowning in the pool? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you can extrapolate that to being like, hey, pay them off, kind of thing. But yeah, that is the thing that can happen. There are people that will skip paying a ticket and just walk into the changing rooms, and they will come out, and their existence is basically to fuck with your park. They will spray graffiti on walls. They will desecrate the toilets, let's call it, and do all kinds of shit like that. And your job is to, if you're being very nice about it, push them over. And they will, that is you telling them off and telling them to get out of your park. If you are less nice about it, there is the possibility of purchasing a baseball bat for your park. Which is much more instructive, let's call it, in how to behave in your park, and what happens if you don't, or if you are particularly vindictive and maybe a little, let's say, negligent of what is good safety procedure in a water park, there is also the possibility of purchasing a taser in a water park.
Oh,
Yeah, you can tase people in like just in the park, just walking around. You can tase them while they are in the pool, and expected results occur.
no. Okay. Is there a
Yeah,
fine for that?
yeah, they're gonna get injured, and probably anyone else that happens to be in the pool at the time. And yeah, they for that. Yeah, so it's it's a touch on the wacky side in terms of how it
Yeah.
approaches this whole simulator business. But yeah, there's some good stuff in there. The employment system could do with some rejiggering to like you can hire someone to run a single stall in the park, and you are expected to have quite well, not necessarily expected, but like it would be a good idea to have quite a few more than that. And the park gets rather large. As in, the first couple places make sense. First couple expansions, that's fair enough. That's a decent size. And then there is a point where you just sort of say, okay, I'm going to expand the park again. And you have annexed a nearby car park, and several buildings have been demolished to make room for your expanded park. And you
Oh.
didn't even leave people time to fetch their cars from said car park. You have to demolish them to make room. Yeah, so it's a little bit wackier and a little bit more whimsical than your typical simulator fare, and I kind of appreciate it. It's a little bit goofy, and it's kind of nice in how it does that. I'm looking forward to that, getting updates and doing some interesting things. That is a neat thing, and I very much appreciate it. In more,
Well, that sounds fun.
yeah, in more substantial game playingness, there's a little game that had its full release this week called Hades 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
How is it?
game is still fun. It still plays mostly how it played when I was playing it in early access. That's it. A lot of stuff that was like annoying has been ironed out a little bit. Some stuff has been simplified and just kind of made the game awkward in different ways and not necessarily better ones. But generally speaking, the game is still top notch. Very little to complain about. There was a region in the game that I hadn't gotten to because I had played the Olympus update, and that was the update previous to the final big update before early access ended. So, like, 2 big patches ago. And I was like, okay,
Okay.
the game is quite close to release. This is the last zone of the game that they're releasing now. I'm not going to play it. I'm going to let it come out, and I'm going to do the whole thing as a full new game. I'm just going to get to this and just experience it as the full game. That last zone is a fuck. Like, it's kind of rough. Admittedly, I've gotten there once, and I didn't get there in the best of shape. But wow, in terms of like enemies, in terms of like vibe, in terms of aesthetic, that place is fucking scary. Like in a way that no area in either Hades game has been. It's kind of wild. Just
It's
sort
just
of.
become like a bullet hell at that point.
I mean, I was there for like 5 minutes. Yeah. So enemies that move very fast and hit like a fucking truck is my experience, and it is like the music is just like final boss music for just moving through the area, and lightning and everything's like a black abyss around you. It's just vibes of oh fuck this place, I don't want to be here kind of thing. It's just kind of wild. But yeah, that game still rocks. Supergiant still got it, no question. So good for them. I've heard the ending to the game because people have already finished it, obviously, because it's a game that has been out for longer than 20 minutes. But I've heard the ending is not the best from certain people. I don't know how that bears out. I will report back once I have finished it. But yeah, I am having a good time with it. I very much appreciate it. Just a nice, fun game to just kind of while away the hours, and that's nice. That has a little bit more substance than a simulator game because I enjoy my fucking slop, apparently.
Well, I have to go try it out at some point because I did like Hades 1.
Did you finish it?
No, I never got. I got. I mean, I beat, you know, Hades one or two times, but like it just kind of loops. So I don't know what you qualify as finishing it.
10 times would be fair.
No, I didn't do that.
Yeah, yeah. That is the system for, like, finishing it once is like, cool, you met mum. Like, it's from like 5 years ago. I'm not going to care about spoiling it. Cool, you met mum. 10 times is the plot resolves, and then there is a lot of extra stuff to get to an epilogue where everything resolves, kind of thing.
Okay.
So I would not suggest trying to do the everything ending. Like, that is a lot. It was a lot for me, and I really enjoyed that game and did not stop enjoying it even up to getting the epilogue and beyond. But I would recommend doing the 10 runs thing. Just be that I mean, it's a roguelike sort of game. It is not the type of game that ends after you finish it once.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just with I what I found with roguelikes is I inevitably like fall off of them. It just happens. Like Binding of Isaac, I played a good amount of, but eventually I'm just like, I'm gonna go move on to something else.
I'm gonna admit I didn't like Binding of Isaac in the first place, but well, I thought there was stuff to like in Binding of Isaac, but the more it became like, hey, here are 1001 different power-ups, and we're not going to tell you what any of them do until you pick them up. You just have to recognize them on sight. And I'm like, oh, fuck you. Just fuck you.
Yeah, no, but like in general with most roguelikes, every time I try them, I get to a point where I'm like, I think I'd rather just go play a different game because the main draw for me, like I love the gameplay in games, but for me it's always the main draw is story, and if the story requires me to beat the game 10 times like that
I
to
beat the
progress
game is in
a bit,
40 minutes. Like,
it's just not something that I typically tend to stick to, especially when it's no clear indication that I do need to do it 10 times. Because at that point you're playing it because, well, you enjoy the gameplay. And again, I'm the type of person where I will enjoy the gameplay, but as soon as the story is done or I reach a point where I feel like the story is done, I just usually move on to the next game.
yeah. This feels like the discussion we had last time with you getting on my case about the first area of Hollow Knight. That's kind of what this feels like a little bit, is what's going on.
I suppose, though, I guess it's a different level of like expectation, right?
Yeah.
Because Hollow Knight's a Metroidvania, so like the rewards that you get and the enjoyment you get out of it is from exploring and completing a map that you obtain and go through.
Yeah, that.
And so exploration itself is rewarding.
Having seen people talk about Silk Song, I do feel kind of vindicated on my questioning of the map.
I saw somebody get through like almost towards the end of the game without buying the quill, which is the item that automatically updates your map because it just didn't.
Yeah, good for them. Who gives a shit? Like,
and no.
I'm sure
saying,
there are absolutely people.
I'm
who
saying they were
beaten...
very confused.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You're missing my point there.
Yeah,
on that.
I was.
Now, granted, like I've played a good amount of Metroidvanias. I know what to expect from them. I'm not going to expect necessarily the most in-depth story because I just genuinely enjoy exploring areas, right? The exploration itself is fun for me. I think the difference is with a roguelike, you eventually just start running into the same rooms over and over and over again.
It's
and
like...
for me, that does not end up being very interesting.
Yeah, when it comes to that, the interesting thing is how the character plays rather than necessarily how the enemies play. Like every time you run in Hades 1, you are going to be using one of the 6 different weapons, and you're going to have one of hundreds of combinations of different boons and power ups and different things that will always make a run play kind of differently. And I can kind of understand if you want to fall into a pattern of, okay, I have found the playstyle that I like, and I want to play that every time, and that's how I want to complete the game. Like, that's your Dark Souls. That is your Hollow Knight,
Yeah.
from my understanding. You get the power-ups and you feel like, oh, okay, I'm clicking with this. I like this. I want to do this every time. The thing about a roguelike or a roguelite is you don't get that stability. The gameplay, the enjoyment factor of the gameplay is, okay, I'm going into a run, I'm going to start with this, and that's going to set some boundaries of what I can and can't do, but everything else I'm going to have to pick up and work out how to use on the fly.
Mhm.
And I find that very fun. I can understand if some people don't and would rather have just a very stable and continuous experience of what they want that game to be, I guess.
It's also like you figure out, okay, well, this is the combinations that work really well together. The other combinations do work, but they don't work as well. And so I have to decide, am I going on this one with this run with this run with this? And at that point, like you get to a certain situation where you're like, I feel like I've solved this. That happens to me with some roguelikes where it's like, this is the one that I like the most, or this is the one that's just the most effective, and I should just aim for this every time.
Hmm.
So that kind of is the dampener for me on that. Granted, it's really great in those early stages of playing the game and discovering those combinations and those various things that work together very well. And I enjoy that a lot. It's once I feel like, okay, I have to go with this route and this route and this route and this route that starts to fade for me.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of a thing though of because the game expects you to keep going. It I don't know about all of games like this, but a lot of them will constantly be unlocking new options for you for the sake of, okay, you've gotten comfortable with these. What if we throw this in and you try this out and you see how this feels? Because for example, I don't know if you even met Demeter, because she unlocks when you get to the surface, I believe.
Hmm. I'm not sure if I did. I could not tell you. It's been so long.
So, that's kind of the thing. It does not expect you to be done once you quote unquote beat the game. So it will continue unlocking new mechanics and abilities so you can continue having the new ideas and concepts being fed into the game for you to experiment and play with. It's a little
Hmm.
bit toy box in that sense.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of like different games have different intrinsic motivators that people connect with on different fields.
Hmm.
For example, people in Dark Souls, a lot of them will be like, I want to try out all these different weapons, and I get a lot of enjoyment for trying out these different weapons, one person might say. Another person will be like, this is the style I want to play, and I'm going to stick with that. And I might try something else, but I'm really not interested in the majority of these options.
Yep. That is how I play Dark
And
Souls. Yeah.
yeah. Um, so, to each their own, really. That
Yep.
being said, right now there are cheesesteak sliders downstairs. So if we could pause right now so I could go grab those, I'd appreciate that.
Okay. I mean, I ran out of things to talk about, so I'm gonna say that's maybe the end of a podcast. Um,
Yeah, we don't
so
have to update Patreon, so
do we not?
we don't have to update it. We already
Okay, yeah,
did
so
it.
that's cool.
So
Yeah, so that's an abrupt end to a podcast. Zero is going to get lunch, afternoon tea or something. I
yes,
don't bloody know. It's
I'm pretty hungry.
yeah. He's gonna get that, and then we're gonna record some stuff about Expedition 33. So
Yeah.
yeah. Discord and Patreon links in the description if you feel like it. Bye everybody. Bye.
Okay, bye. I'm getting yelled at about food.
Yeah.